With Apple and Android moving forward with stablecoins, we are going to wake up one day and 7 to 8 billion people around the world will have crypto wallets. That is what is being said at SALT. We also have some new information over the next 5 to 10 years. All of these assets, stocks, bonds, derivatives, debts will be on blockchain. We also have some new information coming to light about Ripple, Cross River Bank, where of course we're going to get into that. I'm going to give you every bit of detail that you need to know. And Brad Garlinghouse, we can call the press and tell him that he's not missing. Take his picture off the milk cartons. We found him at a private event. Let's go ahead and get into this. This is going to blow your mind. If you're driving the car, you might want to pull over because this excitement, man, I'm building off it. I'm thriving off it. I'm listening to it. Listen up.
Wall Street's excited. They're going to tokenize a bunch of stuff. They're going to put it on blockchains. That's great. But I think Silicon Valley is going to be the distribution. You know, in the next couple of years, Apple and Google are going to enable stablecoins and a crypto wallet natively in iOS and Android. So kind of sort of overnight, 6, 7, 8 billion people are going to get a crypto wallet in their phone.
Did you hear it? Overnight, 6, 7 billion people will have a crypto wallet through Apple and Android, the two biggest phone manufacturers on the planet and phone software. Chances are, if you're listening to me right now, in your pocket or your purse or your whatever it is, your handbag, you're either going to have an iPhone or you're going to have some type of Android device. When they basically make this switch, everyone will get auto-assigned a wallet. And so like your phone number will be tied to that wallet. So if anybody wants to send you a stablecoin or Bitcoin or XRP or something, all they have to do is plug in your phone number and send it and boom, we have it. He also said that this is going to take place in Silicon Valley. They're going to handle these new rails. Where is Ripple and most of these companies based out of? That is right, San Francisco.
They don't even have to ask for it. It's just going to be there. And there's going to be APIs and the operating systems for every single application. Telegram, WhatsApp, you know, Facebook, you name it, is going to be able to tap into that API.
Is it happening more quickly than you thought, slower than you thought, or as you thought?
Good question.
I mean, look, if you asked Kyle of 8 years ago, would crypto be like mature 8 years later, I would have said yes. And I would argue crypto is not really mature today, so slower than I would have thought.
Fair enough.
But I think a huge part of that has just been regulatory, which you could never forecast. Genius happening has changed a lot of things. Even 30 days ago, it was like illegal for anyone in Silicon Valley, like any of the big tech companies, to actually do anything productive with crypto. That is no longer the case as of roughly 30 days ago. And I think once those guys flip the switch, that's when this goes truly, truly, you know, huge.
Did he say what I think he just said? Hold up. Let me back this up here. Did he say flip the switch?
Ago. And I think once those guys flip the switch, that's when this goes truly, truly, you know, huge.
Okay, he said some interesting things here besides flip the switch. That was just, I didn't even know that was going to happen at the end. I watched the first bit. I got so excited. I didn't even listen to the rest of it. He said something interesting here that, you know, blockchain, because of regulation, isn't as mature as maybe it could have been. I think we've seen what the attack on crypto was like during, you know, the 2020 to 2024 Biden administration with Gary Gensler. I'm so glad that that is over and innovation can thrive. But he also said we're not quite there yet at this full innovation point or utility point, right? We're all just still speculating on XRP's price. Is it $3? Is it worth more than that? And so you start to know that this cycle, I still believe, is a speculation cycle. I do think the next cycle will be more focused on utility. You can let me know down in the comments if you think I'm crazy, or what do you think this cycle is going to bring us? Are we going to get to that utility point over the next few months, or is it going to take a little longer? Also, this is a very, very bullish statement. Listen to this.
Ryan, I predict to you now within 5 years, virtually most of the money moving around the world, most of the dollars moving around the world will be moving on tokenized digital networks. And within 10 years, I predict to you that there won't be a securities offering, a debt offering, an equities offering of any significance that's not tokenized on chain. And those securities offerings that remain in an analog state will be like those bearer bonds in DTC's vault and the coupon clipping bonds that don't matter anymore. Non-tokenized, non-digitized securities will be like those old dusty photo albums, and securities on chain will be like the digital photos on your smartphone.
Basically saying that he believes over the next 5 to 10 years, all of this, stocks, bonds, derivatives, debt, real estate, this is all going to be on blockchain. I hope he's right, because that could be an incredible next 5 to 10 years. I do think we're going to get a lot of it done. I think there could be a flip of the switch, a big bang moment where a lot of this value comes on chain, and the liquidity that would come on chain with it is just going to be astronomical. That is what a lot of us are waiting for, that big boom moment. Black Swan Capital posted this: digital currencies aren't the end game. They're the bridge to something bigger. Real milestone is gold-backed stablecoins. Interesting. Let's play this.
I don't think there's actually been a real stablecoin invented out there yet, but I think that we may be able to create the first ever real stablecoin with real assets backing it. And so the ultimate goal is to improve the accessibility, the transparency, the provenance, and the trust behind gold and moving gold around. And so we've got a pretty heavy initiative focused on trying to work with a broader group of the refiners, the banks, the traders, to come up with a system that is gold backed and allows us to move gold around quickly, freely, with confidence, with trust, and with transparency, and actually ultimately provide gold as an alternative to the US dollar.
Okay, I'm a little puzzled here, right? Because all of these stable coins like RLUSD is backed up by real assets. They're backed up by treasuries and other securities, right? Those are real assets, right? That is the treasury bills is one of the most invested assets in the entire world. So saying that those are not real, I don't quite understand that. He is pushing gold-backed stable coins here. I get it. You know, I do think gold-backed, silver-backed, and other, commodity-backed stable coins are going to be very popular here in the future. This person obviously has an agenda with gold and wants to see gold as the primary asset, probably wants to see gold revalued at a crazy number, but interesting, I guess you would say. I don't agree with some of what he said, but let's just continue. Okay, so digital perspectives. Brad Kimes, he posted this. The same cross river that Ripple started working with years ago says, learn how leveraging a federal, let's just play it.
Cross River is one of the leading players in instant payments. We are a bank, we are a fintech enabler bank, and we are a technology-first financial institution. We want to serve our customers the best we can. We want to connect them with as many networks as exist today in the instant payments world. FedNow allows us to operate out of our master account with the Fed, just like what we do with ACH. It makes it easy for us to participate in FedNow and send money to other financial institutions without having to pre-fund different accounts. As a net sender of funds, we want to have the most streamlined liquidity management possible. If you're a small financial institution and you have a master account at the Fed, implementing FedNow is going to be relatively simple for you. We know that customer demand exists on instant payments. We believe that instant payments is going to lead the charge in payments in the future.
All right, FedNow connection, really cool. You can see this goes back to September 2014. Imagine being in the crypto space in 2014, buying XRP at a fraction of a penny. Man, those people are mega rich at this point. Cross River Bank has notable history and ongoing connections with Ripple and XRP. Ripple's partnership since 2014. Cross River became one of the first US banks to adopt Ripple protocol in real-time international payments, integrating Ripple's technology to offer instant, secure, compliant cross-border money transfers, especially between the US and European states, or European countries, excuse me. This partnership highlighted Ripple's ability to provide faster, more affordable payment rails compared to traditional systems. Technology-enabled backing for crypto firms. Cross River is an FDIC insured tech-enabled transaction bank known for serving various fintech companies, including Ripple, Coinbase, USDC issuer Circle, and others. The bank has shaped its business model around supporting payment processing and deposit accounts for crypto enterprises, positioning itself as a bridge between traditional banking and the digital asset sector. Recent connections to X Money and potential XRP integration in 2025. Attention is focused on Cross River Bank to its infrastructure, reportedly holding all bank accounts for Elon Musk's forthcoming X payment system. Since Cross River Bank already supports Ripple payments, speculation suggests that XRP could be integrated into Musk's platform, potentially making XRP a key asset in global payment functionality for X Money. While not officially confirmed by Musk, prominent crypto commentators have emphasized Cross River's role in making such an integration technically feasible. But you've got to understand, though, it's not just Ripple that's partnered here, right? You have Circle as well, and some other, it's Circle and Coinbase too. So it could be Ripple, it could be Circle, it could be something to do with Coinbase. We don't know for sure. So please just understand that if we get the confirmation, trust me, I'll be here. I'll be popping the champagne, spilling it all over me. It'll be freaking awesome. But let's go ahead and wait for the confirmation before we take an early victory lap here. It does talk about broader crypto involvement, but I don't really want to get into that. We don't need to. I did want to talk about this. Brad Garlinghouse was spotted alive and well by Chris Facillo yesterday. No need for Twitter panic. The man deserves a break sometimes. Listen, crypto can consume you, right? Everything that I do in my life revolves around the crypto space. I eat, sleep, and breathe crypto. because this is where I need to be at this time in my life. But a lot of people, you know, especially CEOs in the space, they get just hammered all day long by, you know, people on Twitter and other stuff. It's good to take a mental break, to recharge, to come back. And, you know, I'm really excited to what the next few months are going to hold. And I think Brad Garlinghouse is preparing for the onslaught of events, an onslaught of interviews and more acquisitions and all of this stuff. Really glad to see Brad Garlinghouse. We can call the milk company and take his picture off the cart. We were going to start distributing those everywhere. Have you seen Brad Garlinghouse? Is he okay? Also, here at the end here, we have Paul Barron with All In Crypto discussing the big shift, the big boom. Let's finish up with this last clip and we will let you go for the weekend.
Links between Palantir, but what I can draw is the fact that crypto is certainly moving us towards what seems obvious, and that is a more kind of globalized state. And whether that's ultimately a good or a bad thing is for you guys to decide.
Well, and I think, you know, the key will be, and here's the unique thing that maybe is the bastion of hope here. If you think about we'll call it the Bitcoiners or the Bitcoin maxis, the Bitcoin community. Listen, I own Bitcoin. It's an asset that I would always see as a potential. I also own some Ethereum, but I believe where XRP is heading is next level. And you look at what happened at the Bitcoin conference last year, the one prior to this year, where Vance came out. Last year it was Trump while he was campaigning. And he was personally, I feel, and I still am not sure, I've watched that clip, I don't know how many times, because I watched body language and just the whole concept of how he responded when that community reacted to him getting rid of Gensler, okay? And the idea of firing Gensler and his true, I believe, surprise that this was a big deal.
Yeah, Trump didn't know that reaction was going to happen. I think somebody wrote Trump's speech, and when Trump said it and the crowd reacted to it, Trump was like, oh shit, these people really want me to fire Gary Gensler. And I think that's what started all of this down this road. Personally, that's my personal view. I think Paul Barron kind of saw something similar, but you let me know down in the comments when Trump made that speech and said he's going to fire Gary Gensler. What was your exact moment and thought there? Was that pre-planned or was he very surprised by the comment? I'd love to better understand what you think.
And at that time, I think maybe that was when there was 2 times when I think Trump changed his tune. It was on that day.
Yeah.
And of course, the other day was when he was shot at. Yep. So,
man, that was a crazy time. That feels like years ago, but that was just like last year, man. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got value out of it. If you did, you can like the video, you can share the video, or you can leave a comment. I really appreciate you. I hope you have a blessed and fantastic weekend. Spend some time with somebody you love. Thank you for spending this time with me. I cherish it. I really appreciate you. Aloha.